So for the components, we have 2 lectures every week. We have 2 assignments, homeworks, takes about 10% of your final points. And we have a series of papers to be read and summarized. You also need to provide a summary with 1 or 2 pages. Don't write the summary in a very long way. 1 or 2 pages should be enough to be submitted during the class on the due dates. And we have some paper presentations during the semester, depending on your project group, right? And every group will present 1 paper related to the project you are doing. Here you need to post the presentations in a video to the YouTube and also send me the link. The presentation should be about 15 or 20 minutes long. We have 1 semester long project, takes about 30%. And we have 2 different flavors for the project, either about the research or about the implementation, depending on which one you prefer. And we may have a set of quizzes to be posted in the lectures. So these quizzes are used to push you, right, watch the videos on time on every Monday and Wednesday. If you miss these dates for quiz submissions, it will be a problem. And we will have 1 final exam to be due at the very end of this semester, which will take about 35% of your final points. So for the paper summaries, we have some milestone papers in database systems, and we will release them during the semester 1 by 1. And every paper will be assigned only in the course website and can be downloaded within the campus network. You need to write a summary for the paper, which will be about 1 or 2 pages. In the report, you need to cover what are the problems studied in this paper, what problem is important, difficult, and worthy of a thorough study, and what are the innovative ideas and technical merits of the paper. And you can provide some comments on experimental evaluations, if any, and also provide some drawbacks or potential improvements for the paper. So the summary should be based on your online understanding. If you just copy some contents from the paper, it will result in a low score, definitely. So some contents in the papers will also be tested in the final exam as well. So please read these papers carefully. About presentation, so we will have 1 project. So for the project, you need to form a group. And every group will also have an opportunity to present a paper selected by you. This paper should be correlated with the project you are doing or conducting, and you have to post the presentation videos online. The video link together with the slides should be sent to the instructor at least 1 day before your presentation day. The slide organization should be similar to the requirements of the paper summary. It covers all the basic information as you here. And the presentation should be about 15 to 20 minutes. Don't make this too short or too long. And the student will sign up for the presentation in the near future as we finalize all the enrolled students' the name list. For the project, we will have 1 lecture on the project in detail later. However, here I can provide you with some basic information. So the project will have 2 different themes, either about research or about implementation. So the research flavor of the project is preferred for the PhD students. Please find an interesting, non-trivial data management problem, propose a novel and effective solution to it. And for the math students, you can choose an implementation project, find an interesting method algorithm in a data management paper, implement it, and perform experimental studies. So the project will be based on teamwork. I know someone prefers to work individually. However, for the project here, you may need to work with some other students in the class. So you need to form a group with 2 students. Please contact your classmates only, and you can find your peers. So the project will be divided into several milestones and stages, and each stage will require some reports to be submitted to the campus. And you want to pay attention to the workload. If the workload of the project is very heavy, you have to schedule your plan very well and very carefully. So for the projects, we will divide the points into several stages. The stage 1 will be mainly about the group formation. You have to find your peers or your teammates to form a group and also submit the group information to campus. However, here we only have 0 points for stage 1. The stage 2 will be about project proposal. It is about 10% of your project points. And what are you planning to do for the project? Then stage 3 will be about a literature survey and takes about 20%. What are the state-of-the-art methods correlated with your project? And you also have to submit a status report at stage 4, takes about 10%, what you have done already by this milestone. Finally, you have to provide the final report, the source code, the software as well to the canvas, which will be the last milestone for you about the project. You also have to provide demo video for the project as well and provide a link in the report to report to the TA as well. And we will have a detailed information for projects later. For implementation projects, you can choose some topics. You can choose a paper published in the foreign conferences or journals on or after 2009 and implement it and finish all the experimental studies related to this idea. So we have some suggestions for conferences like the SIGMOD, VODB, ICDE, KDD, ICDM, WW, and CIKM. For journals, you can choose the TODS, VODB journal, and TKDD, for example. To the implementation, you can use any language you prefer actually, and we have no requirements for the specific language you need to use. You can use C or C++ or Java or Python, and you can provide experimental studies on some real-world or synthetic datasets. We have some expectations for the implementation projects for the master's students. You need to provide source code, software, detailed readmes, scripts, as well as final reports. And we have some basic requirements for the studies to be done in your project. And you have to demo your implementation in a video to the TA. As to the research project, you have to select a state-of-the-art data management or mining problem in your area as your topic. And you have defined the problem, design the algorithm, and analyze and implement it in a programming language, either in C++ or Java or in Python. It doesn't matter for me. And then provide experimental studies. And you can provide your innovative ideas. And we have some expectations. For your final report, it will be like a conference quality, which can be potentially publishable paper. And you also have to provide the source code, software, detailed readme, and scripts. And you also have to demo your implementation to the TA. So we may have some quizzes. The quiz will be held throughout the semester. It can be used as a tool for calling for the tendency. So it can test the understanding of the basic concepts about the lectures and get some feedbacks and suggestions from the students. So do please watch the lectures videos on time on every Monday and Wednesday, so you will not miss any quiz submission deadlines.